I sense strongly in my heart, most of you are going through a lot. Most of you might laugh, smile, and pretend that is okay. But the truth of the matter is, you're just putting on a mask. A mask that once you get home, once no one is looking, you take it off and you cry your eyes out. Most of you have given it your all. You put in blood, sweat, and tears in this endeavor, yet it doesn't seem to be forthcoming. That workout routine, that thing you poured your heart and soul to learn, and now it's time for execution. You're doing every single thing in your power, and it's not working. You're wondering, I've been listening to your teaching, Ifeanyi, and it got to a point where you said, we have to know when to pivot and when to remain consistent. I use the gym analogy. When you go to the gym, you're exercising a particular way in order for big arms or big muscles. All you need to do to get progress is to remain consistent. Conversely, if you're a scientist and you put two wires together, it blows up in your face. Two wires again, it blows up in your face. Consistency is not the demeanor to adopt in that scenario. What you have to do is pivot. Sure, even though you go under the mechanism and change something, join the two wires together, it doesn't explode. At least you have to change something under the hood. In that situation, that's when to pivot. But in your own scenario, you and I know deeply well that pivoting equals to giving up. The grass is always greener at the other side because someone is maintaining it. Every single place you go to is difficult. That's just the reality of life. At the infancy of this channel, when I was not getting views, I remember creating 300 and something videos and averaging on 2 views, which were my brothers. Once the digits count drops to 1, he's gone back to school. Sometimes no views at all. Imagine shouting for hours, setting up your table, doing XYZ, crafting the teaching, meditating on it, thinking about unique ways to provide solutions to your problems and get 0 views. Yes, I say unique in the sense that instead of watching someone else's video, regurgitating what he or she has said, why don't you look up their own content? Why do I have to copy? No, I'm the dictator. I set what people talk about. The favorite influencers listen to me, then come up with threads via my own point, but still with the same template. Failure. Failure has this trick that it plays. Every single thing is psychological. That's my belief, including failure. Sometimes it's not what happened to us that is painful. It's how we interpret the circumstances and the happening around us. Think about that for a second. If you walk into your school party and there are guys and girls as well who are very good looking, if you show up in a hand-me-down clothes or something like I'm putting on, which isn't appropriate for the event, you feel insecure, you'll be tired, you would walk out of that party feeling ashamed. Conversely, if you show up in a suit, perhaps you go boss, a $2,000, $3,000 suit, although the price tag isn't visible, the consciousness alone would make you feel powerful, you feel confident. Now, what changed? It's not the suit, but how you interpreted that situation. You walk up to a girl with a 2010 iPhone, you feel insecure, you feel shy, you're squeezing your hands, every single thing is sweaty. Similarly, you walk up to a lady with the latest iPhone series and you're confident, you're waving the phone around. Question, what changed? You didn't change, your skin color didn't change, your nerd glasses, you didn't take them off. Consciousness. That's why we gravitate towards people who seem not to have any evidence of success, yet they are confident. That's how aristocrats carry themselves. You see in the internet space, billionaires aren't the one putting on the flashy, bushy, and G. No, just a subtle Givenchy or something simple, very simple style. But we are talking serious business here. Most of you have failed, and it's how you interpret the circumstances that is painful. You're interpreting things wrongly. It's my philosophy that nothing is good or bad except thinking makes it so. You and I can see a flag and I might feel disgusted and the other feel patriotic. The same object of focus but different perception. The problem is not the object, the problem is how we interpret it. For instance, I'm a man who has a lot of rental properties, and if I throw a tenant's property from the roof, evict a tenant, and his 5-year-old is crying, his wife screaming and begging, his husband sitting with his hand on his head, wondering what to do next, where to go from here. From an external perspective, do I look like an evil landlord? Of course I do. But from an internal perspective, presented with the fact that he has been promising to pay 5 to 6 times before the 6 months quick notice, and he has been begging and evading default upon default. Am I still evil? Perhaps not. Nothing is good or bad except thinking makes it so. And as you begin to grow through life and become mature, you cease to see good or bad. You see only circumstances. Everything is psychological. When an athlete finishes first place in a marathon, she doesn't have to manifest for dopamine or to feel inspired. It comes naturally. So the point I'm trying to highlight from all of these anecdotes and analogies is to learn how to trick your brain to believe that he has already achieved that result and you'll be fine. Failure. Failure is terrible. An upscale from that is a public failure. It's one of the worst kind of failure anybody can experience. Imagine being the guy who shows up to the family dinner and you are identified as the person who had a failed business. You walk past your room and you see that old company shirt embroidered with your logo and it brings painful memories. While you're walking down the street, you feel this heaviness and shame as if failed company is written on your forehead. Very unfortunate. To learn how to interpret things from a positive light and you'll be fine. I won't dwell on this subject for the sake of time. And as always, my friend, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.